Howdy, I'm Jimmy the Anarchist. Thanks for joining me on this talk outside. Nice chill fall day. Perfect day to be outside, moving around, playing games. I'm gonna play the chopping up wood and splitting game today. Got a lot of wood to make for the winter still. So I'm having the anarchy talk. I feel like I've kind of talked about a lot of the things I would like to on my channel, but I haven't really broached anarchy yet. So I guess I'm making this video to kind of tell you why I'm an anarchist, why I see anarchy as the only path to freedom for humanity. So first you got to start off by explaining what anarchy actually is, because it's been so misrepresented and just blatantly lied about the true meaning of the word. Anarchy, an is against, archy just means hierarchy, or like the Gnostics talk about an archon, a ruler, which the Gnostics are against rulers, right? Just like I'm against men that rule over other men ruthlessly. Pretty obvious. So anarchy is against rulers. It does not mean you're against rules, because that's like the big misconception is anarchy means there's no rules. Nope. And the reason I'm an anarchist, and you really just think about this for a second in your own life, you know, like I have my own morals and my own code of ethics. Every single country and every single leader I've ever heard spoke, I've ever followed their actions, they're immoral in my book. Okay, they're slime. They're people that'll sit up above and lie to cause division throughout humanity. They will lie to cause wars. They will lie to cause poverty. So my conclusion is all of the rulers of your realm here are super evil. They have no code of ethics. They have no morality. Okay? Might makes right is their code. And for anybody that's in America, you really have to see how that's the current regime. Might makes right, okay? You have the sleaziest car salesman of all time selling warfare to people that are done with war. Like, we didn't want Vietnam, didn't want Afghanistan, didn't want Iraq, didn't want any of these stupid contrived wars that your rulers came up with. But here they are today, years after they promised peace, continuing to sell you warfare, lead you off, right? It's either economic warfare, where they just pump and dump the crypto markets to scam you. I mean, just a quick aside, you realize that crypto crash that happened a few weeks ago, Barron Trump became an $88 million heir, right? Like some teenager in the White House who's part of the scam family was able to pump and dump in the crypto scene and make a bunch of money off of it because of the words of the wicked man in the White House. And it's why I know I've always been an anarchist here. Never, like I'm gonna follow somebody who just wants to use me. I wouldn't even follow somebody who wants to help me. I'm my own person. I'll take your advice. I'll watch where your actions lead you, but man, the last thing I'm going to do is follow somebody blindly. It's the hardest thing for me to understand, because I've taken off the blindfold and I see where all these leaders are taking all these people. And it's not even like you have to imagine anything. You just read a history book from the past 100 years of what all these leaders were telling people and what they led them into. They either led them into death, poverty, or corruption. No leader that rules over people has ever led them to freedom. Where's the free country? Where's the free people? They're all slaves. And it's just the reason why I will always be an anarchist, because it's the only way to guarantee there are no slaves. You guarantee there are no rulers. Duh. And I should bring up a book that I've already brought up, but if you were to have an anarchy society, you could still have plenty of rules. We could still have a gold-based currency, but it would just be a more direct response. And the thing about it is everybody would have to be far more responsible, which I'm ready. I'm ready to be far more responsible with my life and my actions and everything I see around me. I'm going in that direction. Okay, I'm not, hey, brain chip me, I don't even want to think anymore, right? And put me in a machine somewhere because I can't stand reality. You have to realize these rulers are destroying reality, destroying everything that people hold dear so they can control them, so they can constantly manipulate them into hating things and cowering in the corner, right? So we're really, to me, it doesn't even matter what I have to say. This is all going to play itself out. And the anarchists have already chosen our path. We're already working directly with nature, directly with the divine. We have no rulers. Our rules that we live by, far more sophisticated, far more meaningful than any law or any rotten words some king has to say. So I guess circling all the way back to my, why am I an anarchist? Your leaders are immoral. They're not worth following. I have a higher code of ethics that says, to really whittle it all down into a easy phrase, I'm a friend to all, an ally to none. I'm like the sun. I shine on everybody if they allow it. Some people love the darkness too much, though. They hide. I'm like the water. I'll rain on everybody. I'll take care of everybody. Because sides don't even exist if you actually understand what you are and what you're living through. But, hey. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I feel like that's kind of the theme of this age. It's like a big carnival, and you got all these idiots playing the stupidest games ever made at the carnival. There's like a retard section where they've got all these people just sitting there playing the same game over and over, and they keep losing the game. Is the thing. They keep losing every time because the game is rigged. I don't gamble with my soul here. That's what I'm trying to say. It's clear as it could ever be. Anarchy is the only way for somebody to truly be free. Because you know what anarchy requires of you? Guts, strength. It requires you to be thorough in everything. Because you are the last stop. There's nobody above you that's gonna, oh no, little slave. Oh, the slave didn't think of something. Let's catch the slave in the slave net. Oh, come here, little baby. No, I don't live that way. If I fall, I'll hit my face on the dirt straight up and I'll wipe it off and I'll get back up. Damn, I missed that one. My fault, right? But the last thing I'll do is attach myself to corruption here that wants to see me fall just so it could take an advantage of that time that I fall. And I'm just trying to put this point across like I always do. All these people dividing humanity, they don't deserve to be heard from. They don't deserve any of it. So, as a child, I was a natural anarchist. You could ask my parents. They had a lot of trouble trying to make me conform into something I wasn't. You know, they did their best, but you can't cage the wild thing, I'll tell you that. I'm not one to be caged. Being caged in this body is too much. That's enough. That's the, you know, that's the smallest cage I ever want to be in, is in this body. All right. I'm not going to let you cage me deep within myself and be afraid of death and think that I have to, oh no, I need to be saved by somebody. Man. The thing about the hero's journey or a fully examined life, man, it circles back around and you start to realize, like, I knew all this as a child. Like, everything that I'm like, whoa, that's really blowing my mind lately. Everything in the past 10 years that have really, like, snapped me out of trauma patterns and just self-hate, you know, and just I'm not good enough, all those thoughts. It's like, God, I knew all this when I was a kid. What happened? It's funny making that full circle back to childhood and being like, yeah, I kind of had it all figured out as a kid. All this adultery stuff is, oh, it's just evil. Like, they've grown old and they've grown cold. And they emulate their masters, right? They all want big houses with big TVs, and they all cut their grass and mow their lawns, right? Just like they were taught. You know, cutting, just a side note, because it kind of, like, why does everybody cut their grass? It's always been a weird thing to me. And then you find out it just came from, like, the Victorian age or these older ages where all the elites just cut their grass because they were so rich they didn't have to farm, you know? But nowadays you got a bunch of idiots cutting their grass because they think it looks good, and they're going to the store and buying poisoned food instead of just growing the food in their own land like they've been given. They decide to cut it and make it look a certain way, and then go to the store and spend the money, right? Spend the slave tokens on the poisoned food. This whole age is so inverted and upside down, and I don't feel sorry for people who are into it, right? Who enjoy slavery. enjoy being pushed around, told what to do, right? Being psychically manipulated. Like, I don't feel sorry for these people. It seems like they've chosen it. And that as a child, you kind of should have seen all this for what it was. You should have said, I can't trust any of it. That's why I figured we should be teaching anarchy to children. They're already natural anarchists. But you see what ends up happening. They send the anarchist child into the slave labor camp, and they guilt, shame, and attack them, and mold them into the cog of the machine, of the beast machine that we're living in. And I'm just trying to say, like, anarchy, kind of the thing. When you look around at all the other ideologies that people follow, just the simple idea of no rulers, and just being able to currently look at the leaders around the world and what they're doing with their people is evidence enough that there should be no rulers that ever exist. So it's kind of like, for me, case closed. It's just like, people, how are we going to deal with government? How are we going to get out of this? How are you? You that have chosen to put the monkey on your back. You that have invited the vampire into your heart to feed. Guess what? You're responsible for all your stupid actions. There's a lot of people that have already seen this coming, and all I could do is try and pave the way for more anarchy, more anarchists. But let me tell you, it doesn't seem like it's going to be pretty, whatever ends up happening with all these government slaves. Once they shut the power off, shut down the grocery stores, you're going to learn that nasty lesson that you've been refusing to learn about government and about men, and about how much control they do have over your life, and how you've been an ignorant slave to it. But pretty grim talk. Pretty scary stuff, huh? Each of us is writing our own story right now. Mine is a story of no rulers. I'm not alone either. We're all scattered about, starting our fires of freedom. We're becoming unrulable. I mean, that's the whole point of my self-sufficient lifestyle. Year after year, I get closer and closer, and I feel more free. I have more time. That's why I have all the time to make these videos. Speak my mind, express myself in this age of deep censorship, where only the loudmouth, like retarded people, get to really express themselves to everybody. It's pretty funny. I'm just that voice in the wilderness. No rulers. Your only ruler should be your heart. Each of us has our own ruler already. Come on, guys. We should have been following our hearts this whole time. Just like you knew as a child. So, it's nothing really intellectual. It's more of a spiritual feeling, I suppose, of being free and responsible and understanding your deep connection to all things. Just trying to imagine a world of anarchy. A world with no rulers. A world with no war. A world with no taxes. A world with no cryptocurrency. A world with no money. Just people living amongst each other. Taking care of each other for the first time in a long time. An actual humanity. I dream of it. I'm not the only dreamer. But that's enough rambling. I hope you understand why I'm an anarchist and why it's really the only option. Thanks for your time. I love you.